I was thinking about how to start today's episode. I was thinking, how do I start things? How do I set the scene? How do I explain what's going on and, make you smile or something? And then I saw this scene here. Leo in bed, completely wiped out of power, but still alive, listening to one of the refugees research to help fix Leo and make him better again. And I thought it was a lovely metaphor, that despite how evil and psychotic Leo is, he's still relying on the help of unbound friendly people that are willing to make his life better eventually, one day. Welcome to Android Authority, episode 8. And yeah, you know what? I think we've turned a new page. Phoebe Chillax has allowed us to chillax, relax and unwind and be more friendly. And with Tsubaki willing to join us, we're going to accept her in. Now, I was slightly worried, I'll be honest, that before I accepted her in, all the other refugees would turn around and decide that maybe they didn't like us anymore. But Tsubaki has joined us. Welcome, Tsubaki. She is unfortunately of the wrong ideology and she needs to be enslaved. I am going to arrest her. Unlucky Tsubaki, you've come in and immediately we are arresting you. I'm even getting one of your ex-refugee friends to arrest you and imprison you. Tsubaki's going to be a fantastic help for us. I've looked over her stats several times. She isn't very good, okay? But I figure that once we expand into an empire of slaves and androids, anybody will help, in my opinion. So the plan for today is very simple. We're going to finish on the base and everything, do the outside wall, and I'm going to start layering up kill boxes here, there, everywhere. Kill box down here sounds fantastic. I'm quite tempted to put a kill box up here. And I think one down here would be very nice as well. Just kind of layer things up as much as possible to protect our non-violent monks over here. Apart from that, research, we're going to need to start working towards getting cars and everything and start building the building blocks for being able to explore the world and get more resources that way. So if you enjoy any of today's episode or are excited to see whether or not we make any progress to fixing our dear friend Leo, consider liking, subscribing. Make sure you tell your mum about it. Let's get into things and let's start building. And another join offer. Hirokazu has decided he is happy at the ranch as well. Who are you again? Very bad at everything apart from intellectual and social. A character that has been living with Leo. In fact, in the research area, they've been talking. Hirokazu is probably talking to Leo, and Leo is being forced to listen to whatever he's talking about. And has decided that he enjoys Leo's company so much that wants to stay. You know what? You can also stay. I will obviously have to enslave you, but these refugees are turning out to be a fantastic occasion for us. More people for us to keep here. Now, prosthetics have just been completed as a research. Next, we've got dirt roads and canning, or we've got plate armor. I'm going to stop research just very temporarily, especially as Hirokazu has been in prisons whilst we're trying to convert them and make them into a slave. We haven't really got anyone to do any research. Instead, we're going to start refocusing on build base primarily and vehicles. Vehicles obviously extremely important, specifically to get the mules so we can go out and adventure and everything. So what we need is a lot of resources, a lot of components and a lot of steel. So I think we're going to just get people to go on some mining, get up all the steel and everything around the map, and see if we can find any more components. Because at the moment, we have 5. Not enough to really do anything. And a storyteller changed. Oh dear. Please don't be Igor. Alfred Ancients. Alfred creates story events on steadily increasing cover, threat, and reward. He forces you into a low population colony to help build up characters, but rewards you with no skill loss whatsoever. We have quite a few characters, so I feel like this isn't going to go well, especially as half of them are incapable of violence. Fantastic. Cheers, game. Hopefully this won't be too bad, though. Anyway, the outside wall has been completely finished. Now all we need to do is replace all of it with bricks of some sorts and make it look a bit tidier. Next is to work on the kill boxes. So like I said earlier, one here, one up here somewhere, and another one maybe over here in this corner. I'm going to plan these out and obviously focus on this one here being the most important one and go from there. Perfect, so that's the main kill box sorted out, and yes, I am aware it is just a snake again. At the moment, it fits us the best, it works the best, and honestly, it means that I don't have to think too much, especially if Igor and Vader comes back. I don't want to have to think too hard about it so we can get on with our days. I figure now that the outside wall is actually back in play, I've queued up the garage bench and everything to build the car stuff, but unfortunately, out of components. I think we can quite actually happily go back to doing research. Otherwise, I think Simonson is just sitting around doing nothing. Beer brewing could be exciting. Let's go for plate armor instead. And I've now started working on actually taming animals and everything so we can go around the world. I figure we can't actually get cars, alright? Bit of an L, not gonna lie. But what we do have is big old fluffy Muffalos. So what I've done, just started taming all of the ones that are on the map so we can get around the map and use those as our carry animals. And go from there. And it means that we can have one per animal, or as many people as we want, honestly. So I think that when we re-enslaved Satbuki and Hirokazu, we'll probably go on another mission to go somewhere whenever we next can. Plate armor has been complete. Next, grilling. Nothing better than some nice grilled meats, but no thank you. I'm looking for not gunsmithing. I will take it because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a nice few bits of weaponry. However, we still need microelectronics. That's all we're after. But then again, there's not really much point going for microelectronics, is there really? There's no point whatsoever because I can't even make a microelectronics area. I can't do any of the research stuff. I can't build a high-tech research bench. I have no components. I know it says 5, but we've got the garage bench queued up down here first before we can even do that. What we need is pristine ruins to come up and for us to go there and grab whatever we can get. And we probably want to prepare ourselves just enough that we don't accidentally kill off all of our slaves. So I think maybe we work on a smithy first and a machining table as well. Hopefully, I hope that we can maybe rearm our people in a slightly better way. And now that we've built our machining table, it's very low tech as we all know, but we can now make ourselves a small nuclear warhead. Not sure what we do with a small nuclear warhead, but we can make one, which is really, really nice. I can't even make my colonists proper armor yet, but I can make nuclear warheads. Very, very interesting. I'm not going to make any for the time being, whilst I'd very much like to, and I'd love to be able to absolutely nuke the tribals out of existence. I'm not going to do that. I'm very interested in all the mounted weaponry at the moment. Unfortunately, yeah, we just don't have the research to particularly do much with our slaves. Even giving them better prosthetics to fix them. Can't even do it particularly at the moment. I have, however, queued up heavy slave collars for our slaves. I figure that if we do end up giving them better weaponry and everything, it will just reduce their suppression fall rate higher. It will make it higher. Yeah. And then they'll just become less and less then they'll just become more and more likely to rebel. So I figure we need to also put in the proper implements to stop them from rebelling. Gunsmithing is complete. Whilst we still cannot make any of these things, it's nice that we have the research. Next, berry cultivation. No thank you. Casual wear? Yeah! Nice! Oh, please, game. Give me a pristine ruins. I'm desperate to go out there. And a betrayal. Why am I not surprised? The refugees who asked to stay with you are turning against us. Now, obviously, Satbuki and Hirokazu are not, because they're ours. Bartenstein is currently upset because he's still been torn apart by a lynx. Jansen, this is down to you. Richard is down here. They're in the fields. They thought they were friends. But no, Richard has turned against them. Dutch Fron is up here. Don't use your fire spew. Come and beat Simonson for me, please. And that's it. You know, Robbie, Jones, Jean, and Bobber can't actually do anything in this situation. And Jron has been taken down very quickly. Imagine being 17 years old and losing a fight against a 66-year-old person. With a bad back, might I add. God, that's so embarrassing. Richard has been taken out down here. Killed. Will I miss Richard? 7 in construction. Not really. Not really. Jansen is on his way, though. Now, unfortunately, Hartenstein is doing the worst of the damage here. Destroying our machining table. 2 components. We've just lost 3 components. And then he's setting fire to his own bedroom. Jansen, sort him out, please. And the refugees are fleeing. Okay, no worries. Hartenstein did survive. Were you any good? Animals for... No. No, why are these people just not very good? I mean, I will capture you, and I will attempt to keep you alive. And there it is. Simonson, the leader of the refugees, has been killed. Shot with a Gauss rifle and just obliterated. Sheriff Jansen has no fear. That man, does he look like he's scared of refugees? No, he does not. He has a Gauss rifle equipped. Obviously, we have captured Hartenstein. He was the only survivor. I've decided now as well that not only has Dutch Vron... I need to change your name. I'm so sorry. I've butchered this person's name so much, and I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. You are now Dutch, because that is kind of what your second name is, Dutch. There So I have honestly mistreated Dutch for so long, and I've had such little faith in them, but now fighting up against Simonson, yes, they lost, but you know what? I feel like it's because they're not a melee fighter, alright? They're long range, and I've decided to give them a semi-automatic rifle. Another slave with a weapon definitely will not bite us in the future. And what have I noticed in the corner here? Something so romantic. Hirokazu is giving Tsubaki a fresh, juicy fruit as a gift. They are in a cave, a dark, horrible cave in a prison. And somehow, my man has been keeping juicy fruit on him. Bro, that fruit should not be consumed if you're getting that in prison. Like, Rimworld, what is going on? Like, why? What sort of fruit are you getting? We don't even grow fruit. Maybe he collected... Maybe Hirokazu collected it from Leo. Maybe when Leo was out on his travels, he put it in his back pocket. And whilst he was researching, Leo, I don't know, rolled over and revealed a juicy fruit. That sounds awful. Inspired recruitment, Jean. Maybe if that worked for enslaving people, that would be fantastic, but it doesn't. And there they are. Pristine ruins have been found nearby. Now, as long as these are local, they're not local. Wealth, medium. How far will it take us to get up there? 2.3 days. Okay, but what if we have 2 Muffalos? 1.3 days. 1.3 days for the opportunity to make an absolute load of money. I don't think it's worth it. I think that by the time we'd get there, we'd be completely, like, overrun by raiders. We do have these mining work sites around. Are any of them for components? They are. And what was I missing? Components. Let's do that instead. The Trozono Alliance has got 2 people with 15 components. Holy moly, that would be enough to make a mule. Let's get over there. Let's take Janssen and let's take Dutch as well. Give them a chance to prove themselves. And we'll also take with us Bobber, just because Bobber's a nice bloke. Perfect. The caravan has arrived at the mining work site. Now, it's a 2v2 fight in this lovely, beautiful environment here. Jesus Christ, this is awful. Thank God Bobber's got the bloody gas mask gone. Janssen and Dutch, this should be a fair fight them. From what I remember, they are just tribals. And the tribes people are attacking our people. Galga here is so quick. It's their birthday today. They are unbelievably fast. Wow, you are so fast. What are you? Just a baseliner. Jesus Christ. Look how speedy she is. And there we are. That's both of them killed. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's go see what we've got here. There's nothing else, unfortunately, on the map for us to deconstruct or anything. When doing a bit of exploring on the map, I saw these power conduits leading down into this building here. And we found ourselves some lovely ancient coolers from the Ruins mod. Fantastic. Let's deconstruct those, get some components out of those as well. So not only are we actually taking 15 components back, but it's 20 instead. Perfect. That is what we like to see. So with 20 components being brought back, it's probably time to start working on the mule. Oh my god, I love the mule so much. It's so good. I mean, whilst the Muffalos are doing a pretty good job for us, maybe we don't. Oh, it's difficult because the Muffalos, they can carry 400 kilos each. One mule can carry 600 kilos and costs a load of resources, and including we'd have to fuel it. Muffalos are pretty easy to come by, and they're like pretty expendable, whereas a mule isn't. Despite it not actually being that good at the moment, it's probably better in the long run. Like a Muffalo would have to look after, and it costs somebody time, whereas a mule doesn't. There you go. So I've now queued up all of the bits and pieces to make the mule. Only thing I hadn't accounted for was chem fuel for making wheels. Yeah, alright, whatever. So I've also queued up a biofuel for refinery as well. We're doing pretty good in terms of rice and things as well, and including wood. So I could probably just burn that down and make that into fuel. Enslaved Hirokazu has joined us back again. Welcome back, Hirokazu. Now, unfortunately, as a slave, they can't do the one thing they're good at, which is intellectual. So they are kind of useless, honestly, kind of just existing. I'm going to force them to obviously be a slave, but I'm actually, very interestingly, just going to put them on plant cutting permanently. They're not very good at it, but it's the only thing that we can't keep up on in terms of jobs. So yeah, congratulations. And beggars desire arms. You know, I felt like we were really kind to these refugees that we kept in. And I don't think Leo would necessarily want to help these beggars, but instead would kidnap whichever one he thought was best. I'm not going to say that that's not what I'm going to do, but this person has got 6 in plants, and I could really do with someone that's frail and got a bad back. Or I could do with somebody that's got 6 in animals. I'm going to go through these people and see if there's any I quite like. Now, unfortunately, none of these beggars I'm actually that into. They're all pretty bad and also very old. And quite naked, actually, which is quite strange. I agree with you, Lillestrand. Not too hot, not too cold. Perfect morning. 19 Celsius outside, and you are completely naked. I feel that. You know what? I respect that. I feel like we'd probably actually try to get rid of these people as soon as possible. You know, the fact that they're naked, just give them what they want, and let's get rid of them. And a raid. Those poor beggars have led the poison gang here to raiders. How many are there? 4. Is that it? 4 people. Oh, okay. Oh, there's another 3 up there. So 7 of them. But we do very conveniently have a kill box here, which is very, very nice. I'll bring everybody in to stand on the inside and go from there. And Jean hands over the money to Liani. She's one of the few ones that are actually somewhat clothed, so I feel like it was only appropriate that she was the one we gave the money to. Beggars have accepted the items and are leaving. It would have been real nice if they'd left towards the impending doom, but hey ho. The wasters from the Poison Gang are beginning their assault. Now, hopefully, they don't burn down all of my walls, okay? And they just come straight inside here for a fight. And the first group has made it through 3 spike traps before deciding to flee. Now we just need to wait for the other group to come down as well. 3 more. Easy peasy. And wasters from the Poison Gang are fleeing again. These ones got slightly further. Congratulations. But yeah, an easy raid once again. Honestly, this is what we like. We don't have to think about it too hard, but hard enough that we've actually put the effort in. And another quest has become available for refugees. You know what? Maybe we are the good guys. Here I was this entire time thinking, yeah, we're the evil ones. I think we are still, yeah, we're hostile with literally everybody. Literally everybody. Yet we're collecting more refugees than we know what to do with. There's something that's going on that I've got no idea what's going on. 6 desperate refugees are approaching their leaders called Vale. They say that crop blights starve them out of their village. The pollution caused by Leo's nukes have just caused rife amongst the local communities. They offer to fight and work for us, as we all know. But we've got more colonists now. We've got ones that are capable of combat. We've got more slaves in the offing that will also be capable of combat as well. We're going to accept them in. Why not? Well, let's gather them up and see what they look like. And look, they're a very attractive group of people. You know what? This is probably the coolest group of people I've ever seen. You are my favorite. You are so cool. All of these people are very, very interesting. Just quickly go through their stats. You're very good at mining, which is very nice. You're also very good at mining. You're very good at mining. You're good at medical and cooking. You are good at animals. And you are also good at mining, crafting, and intellectual. Wow, we've got some very, very good people here. Very good people. I'm going to set them all up on jobs and go from there. And once again, our empire is thriving. Are we at a stage that we can call ourselves an empire? Not whilst people are still being depressed in prison. At the moment, we've run out of time for today's episode, and I'm going to be calling it here. But more refugees is actually fantastic. We can grow the colony even further than it already was. We can work on more jobs and go from there. Research can be done, and working towards getting the mule and obviously fixing Leo is a go. At the moment, we're waiting for a few pristine ruins to pop up so we can go send people out and claim all the resources for ourselves. I think with these new extra refugees that we've collected, that next episode, if we get a pristine ruins pop up, we can send all of the slaves over there and try get as much resources as humanly possible. So we've set ourselves up for an empire and a faction to be made out of everything, with all the farms being done, the kill boxes being worked on. This is looking very, very good. So if you have enjoyed today's episode and are excited to see the prosperity that comes from our great empire, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.